morning, friends. What a way to start a vlog with me literally just waking up, and I probably look like a hot mess, but that is the reality of the morning. I'm going to start my day off with, I already got dressed and I brushed my teeth and all of that stuff, but I'm going to start my skincare right now. And you may all recognize that I love to do an eye patch in the morning, an eye mask, and these are from Dew. They're reusable. I've had them for over a year now and I absolutely love them. They work just the same as they did the very first day that I got them, and I pair it with the Dew eye serum. I've tried other serums before because, to be honest, that one is kind of expensive and you can only get it on their website, but nothing quite compares, unfortunately. This one has the perfect texture where I feel like my eyes are actually absorbing it as opposed to it just sitting there, while also not being too, I don't know, full of stuff so that it irritates my eyes when it does get absorbed. Anyway, love this combination so much, and I'm gonna start my skincare off with that. Sit with this for a little bit, take a moment for myself. Today's morning routine is the very first morning routine of 2025, and I'm so excited to do another one of these videos. These are some of my favorite videos to film. I'm really excited to do more of these in general in the new year. They may look different as the year goes on because if you did not know from yesterday's video, I am unemployed at the moment, and I didn't give too much context there, so I'll give you context in a second. But right now, I think things are going to be a lot slower than potentially later on in the year, depending on whether or not I get a job or, you know, things like that. I also smashed my finger against the wall when I was trying to get my tripod this morning because I can't see without my glasses, and it left a really ugly bruise on my finger. It hurts so bad. Oh, actually, in the meanwhile, I can do my perfume and jewelry. This is the perfume that I use. It's Glossier You. I like their new ones as well. My favorite of their new ones is the Dew, which is like the white bottle. It's very nostalgic. It reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on it, but it reminds me of something like summertime, late at night, sitting by the fire. I don't know, there's something about it that's very nostalgic. So I have a travel size of that one, but I only use it when I'm going out. I just put on a bracelet that my mom got me during Christmas, and I actually thrifted this jewelry box. It's so beautiful for $3. Okay, earrings. I don't know if you can see Riley in the background, but I can just tell. I can just tell she's just sitting there staring at me. It's like, who are you talking to? I think I'll do the paper clip as well. I've been wanting to get into jewelry collecting and collecting like pieces that I can keep forever, which is such an expensive thing to want to get into. It'll definitely not be a frequent thing, but I am interested in the hunt and the search, if you will. I will take these eye patches off and resume my skincare and tell you about the whole situation. Okay, I am back and I am starting with an oil-free gel moisturizer because I am acne prone and I need all of those words for my skin. So in yesterday's video, I talked a lot in the beginning about not having a job, and it was kind of somber, but I didn't really specify what happened. Like, did I quit? Did I leave on my own? Did I get laid off? I didn't really get into the details, so it might have sounded confusing. I apologize for that. I basically got laid off. I was at the company. The next thing I'm putting on is this, it's like a gel-based protectant. It's almost like the barrier creams that everybody's into, but it's not a cream, it's a gel because, again, acne prone. And I just put a little bit on my skin because my skin is dry in the winter. So So just in certain areas. So yeah, I got laid off, and I was at this company for 6 years, and there was just a lot of change happening, or there's a lot of change currently happening there. And so, you know, that ended up affecting me. Can't really get too much into it, but that's the long story short of it. I got essentially laid off. So yeah, and my last day was right at the start of the new year. So I knew this beforehand. I knew, like, they gave me a heads up that this was gonna happen. So I knew well before January. The next thing I'm putting on is sunscreen. This is my go-to sunscreen, and I don't think I'm gonna stray away from this one because I've tried other ones last year and they just don't work as well. And this is also, again, acne prone. But yeah, I knew that I was gonna get laid off, or they gave me a set date for when the layoff was gonna happen. So I knew before January. So I was kind of preparing for it as much as I possibly could. And so that's why I was kind of mentally preparing for a bunch of different goals that I wanted to work on in the new year, because I knew that my life would look different and my days would look different. So that's why when I talk about, or when I talked about this in other videos where I said that my mornings would be a little bit slower, or I'll have more time to focus on art, it's because I knew that I would literally have the time and space, given that I would not be working my 9 to 5 like I usually do throughout the day. Okay, just final two things. A lip balm. I use this one just because I have it, but I prefer the Rhode peptide lip treatment. That one's in my bag. I use this just when I'm at home. It's an unfortunate situation. I really, really love my job, so I was sad to say goodbye to it. I think 2024 was a year of a lot of challenges for me, like tests almost, to really test and see how I can show up to these challenges, how I can remain myself during these challenging moments. And that was like the very last really, really big one for the year. So I was really grateful that they let me know. Grateful is a funny word, but I was grateful that I knew ahead of time when my last day would be, so that I had the time to sit for a sec, think about it, and allow myself the time and space to remain like who I am in a tricky situation, and really think through about what I want to do with this information and this life change going forward. And I was able to turn that into goals that you all know about now. The last thing is Glossier Boy Brow. I think this is finishing, but I used the dark brown for obvious reasons. I really wish I could put my glasses on while I do this, because I cannot see this particular part. So yeah, that is the long and short of it. I can't get into too much detail about it, but that's the gist of it. And so clearly I have more time in the morning to focus on my slow morning routine and add a little bit more to my slow morning routine, which is something I'm really, really happy and grateful to be able to do, at least at this given moment. And of course, like I said at the top of this, things may change and my morning routine may be so much less slow than it used to be, even before now, even before this big change, because who knows what's going to happen with my future job if I will not be able to have the privilege of staying at home and doing the things and all of that, which I will still try to do in some form, because I do know that, and I tell you guys this all the time, that you can achieve a slow morning routine in like 15 minutes or less. So I'm still gonna have a slow morning routine, but things just might end up looking a little bit different as the year goes on and life continues to change and shape and form into whatever it ends up shaping into. But for now, I'm just really glad that I can spend this time with you. Your support just means a lot as well. Did not mean to get so yappy first thing in the morning. I literally just woke up. Maybe it was my finger smashing into the wall that really woke me up, because I'm awake But we are set to go. Let's get the rest of this morning started. If you are curious about today's outfit, which is not a crazy outfit at all, as you all know, but the top is from Aritzia. The bottoms actually are also from Aritzia. I also have my Google Pixel Watch 2 on my ankle right there. I have some slippers, and that's pretty much the fit. As you can tell, Logan's ready for breakfast. And Miss Riley was definitely staring at me like this the entire time and is also ready for breakfast. It was her 3rd birthday the other day. I like to start the day by putting away all of the dishes. Also, I'm gonna feed them first because I'm a little bit behind schedule and they are getting antsy. For my breakfast, I am doing oatmeal. This is just 1 part oats with 2 parts soy milk and 2 teaspoons of chia seeds. This is gonna be the base. Oh, I forgot. I gotta put maple syrup too. Just a touch. Okay, final touches is just a little sprinkle of pumpkin seeds and the strawberries, of course. Lots and lots of strawberries. And of course, my mini dew on the side as well. Okay, I finished breakfast. Those oats are so good and so easy to make. I am gonna go into my little sections of books now, as you all know that I like to do every morning. I'm gonna first start off with my morning pages, which I am still doing in here. I am so close to this being finished. I really need to get another one soon. Very, very exciting. I love to see a complete journal. But if you did not know, morning pages are essentially just 3 pages of free form writing, no thought behind it, just writing for 3 pages total. So let me do that. Okay, and then the next book that I pick up is my Paper Republic book, which you all know has my planner in here, but it also has a sketchbook right in the center. And I try to do sketching for at least 10 minutes every morning, sometimes longer now that I have the time to spend. So I'll try to go for 10-15 minutes. Okay, that was really fun. I have been really enjoying botanical sketching these days. I think I'm finding my space there. And I will get back into my actual planner part here where I'll talk about what I'm working on today. But we'll come back to that. As you all know, I try to read for 10 minutes every single morning, but now that I have more time to, let's just talk about it in a second. Okay, you all know that if I have an opportunity to get really comfy and read, I'm going to do that, especially in the morning. And you all know, I hinted at it just now, but I try to read for 10 minutes every single morning as part of my slow morning routine. 10 minutes is something that I just use that time frame because it fit into the time that I had before I logged in for work. But now that I don't necessarily need to log into work right now, or I simply don't, I can read for more than 10 minutes in the morning. And I did my morning pages, which don't take me long generally. There's not really a time frame for that, so that didn't take long. But I did sketch for longer than 10 minutes. I sketched for about 15 minutes, which was really nice because I didn't feel like I needed to stress and rush to finish a piece, so to speak, which I don't typically rush in that process anyway, but it did feel a lot more paced out and chill, which is really nice. And if you haven't realized, I'm really enjoying the whole sketching for at least 10 minutes every single morning thing. Now 15 minutes. But now that I have more time to read, hopefully I can sit here and read for maybe 30 minutes even. I know that sounds crazy. I honestly think that's a luxury to be able to read for 30 minutes in the morning if you have like a really strict wake up time and schedule right before you get into your workday, especially if you're like commuting or anything like that. I think that's a luxury, so I'm gonna kind of indulge in it right now. I'm so grateful that I'm able to do that, but it's also almost critical at this point because I'm still reading The Goldfinch. I am losing my mind with the fact that I keep picking this book up. I keep reading for 10 minutes every morning, and I've only read like 5 pages in the 10 minutes. There's just, I don't know what it is about this book that I can't get through it. But I'm currently on page 643, and there are 770 pages left, so just over 100 pages left of this book. If I can make some strides here in the 30 minutes, that would be fantastic. I want to finish this book. I wanted to finish this book in December so that I could start the new year off with specific books that I was really excited to get into in January. Logan and Riley are chasing each other. But here I am reading this in January, and if there's 120-ish, 130-ish pages left, maybe I can finish this week. Fingers crossed. But I will keep you updated on that. I also have a video coming up soon where I'll be talking about my tentative TBR for the year. So yeah, I really want to get started with that. But anyway, let me sit here and read for a little bit. Okay, I read about 20 pages in here over the past 30 minutes, and things are getting intense. I feel like the pace is finally picking up, which is insane to say for a almost 800 page book, and we're just at the 100 page mark before finishing it. But you know what? It's fine. We're getting really close. Now I want to go back into my Paper Republic planner here, and let's see what we're working on. Okay, don't ask why I'm standing. I was just sitting for a while, so I just feel like standing. But I am flipping over to my 2025 planner and checking to see what I'm working on today. So I have to edit this YouTube video, finish filming it, and then edit it, and then I have all of my YouTube videos ready to go for this week. So I will be finished with all my YouTube work this week, which is great. And then I have been putting down in my planner just something that says daily Notion workflow. So what I've been doing is kind of going back and forth between this planner and having like the general stuff that's in here, and then going over to Notion where I have a detailed to-do list that's really specific to certain things for Slow Morning Diaries, because I've been really focusing on Slow Morning Diaries since I have been unemployed, and there's just a lot of things that are associated with that. For example, like making sure that I post at least 2 to 3 times a day, engaging on platforms like commenting and checking my DMs, checking my comments, stuff like that, and other things like my newsletter, blog, all of the things. So there is a very consistent daily to-do list that also includes like applying to jobs and stuff like that I have in my Notion, and so I just have a reminder in here that says to check that Notion to-do list. That to-do list ends up taking up a lot of my day, if not the entire day. My day has actually been looking close to like a 9 to 5. Of course, this morning was a lot slower than usual because I wanted to show you an extra slow day, but more or less it's been a consistent 9 to 5, like been actively doing things between 9 and 5 p.m. every single day, which has been nice because I like consistency, I like a routine, and I want to make sure that I'm sticking to a routine in the event that like I get back into a 9 to 5 and I don't really want like a period where I have to adjust back into that. I want to stay in that, if that makes sense. Before I actually jump into my to-do list, let's make some coffee. We gotta have some coffee. I'm actually going to put in a clip that I usually post on TikTok and Instagram because it's very ASMR, and I want y'all to experience it. Okay, friends, I think I'm gonna end the video off here. I feel like this morning routine is very similar, if not the exact same, as my prior slow morning routine. It's just that I spent more time doing the little things that I've always done. That may change. I may try and switch things up and get experimental since I have the opportunity to. But for now, that is my first morning routine of 2025 as someone who is unemployed, but is still trying to make the most out of it and still prioritizing slow mornings, me time, time that really sets me up for success in whatever it is that I'm doing in the day. So I hope that was helpful. I hope it was inspirational and encourage you to do the same this year, whether no matter what situation you're in. And if you felt like you were alone at any given point, you absolutely are not. We are all struggling with things, and we just simply have to make the most out of what we can and control what we can and find little pockets of joy wherever possible. But that is all. You cannot end a video without a Riley Zoomy, but that is all. And I will talk to you in next week's video.